Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. If you're a busy parent who's trying to kickstart a brand new health journey, you already know how incredibly difficult it is to find a diet that actually fits into a totally chaotic family schedule. I mean, between the school drop-offs, soccer practices, and just endless errands, most health plans honestly ask way too much of your time. Well, today we are changing that. We're not just looking at this high-fiber blueprint for sustainable weight loss, we're actually turning it into a simple, highly practical 7-day meal plan. We're going to build a targeted grocery list together and set up a routine that requires almost zero extra brain power. This is going to let you shed those pounds without completely overhauling your whole family's life. Okay, let's dive into this. Are you trying to lose weight, but always feel hungry? It's deeply frustrating, right? You start the day with the absolute best intentions, but by the time 3 p.m. rolls around and you're prepping the kids' after-school snacks, man, your stomach is just rumbling. And what happens? You end up grazing on leftover goldfish crackers or half a peanut butter sandwich because your willpower is just completely depleted. It's such a relatable struggle for anyone managing a household. And frankly, it's the main reason most early health journeys just stall out. But listen, the root issue isn't a lack of discipline, not at all. The issue is simply a lack of the right fuel to sustain you through those long, chaotic hours.
Well, the really good news here is that there are specific, everyday foods that solve this exact problem. We're talking about dual-duty foods. Foods that physically keep you full for significantly longer periods of time and simultaneously help your body burn fat. This isn't some complex magic trick. It's literally just practical biology. For a busy parent, this means less overthinking, way fewer separate meals to cook, and finally an end to that dreaded mid-afternoon crash. I'm going to show you exactly how to build a week of meals around these staples. Oh, and definitely stick with me until we get to the snack section, because there is an unexpected, totally family favorite food at the end of our list that serves as an incredible tool for this plan. You won't see it coming.
So, here's our quick roadmap for today. 1. The science of fiber. 2. The weight loss benefits. 3. Our top 10 fiber foods. And 4. Common mistakes to avoid. All right, moving right into section 1, the science of fiber. Now, before we actually write out your grocery list, it really helps to understand exactly why this works. Basically, fiber is a type of carbohydrate that your body literally cannot digest. Think about that for a second. Instead of breaking down quickly into sugars the way a piece of white bread or sugary cereal does, it stays completely intact as it moves through your system. It's kind of like a biological speed bump for your digestive system. Because it physically sits in your stomach and digestive tract longer, it just continuously signals to your brain, hey, we're full. When you're running around managing a household all day, you absolutely need fuel that releases energy slowly and steadily. And that is exactly the superpower that fiber provides. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how fiber actually comes in 2 distinct types, and understanding them really makes sense of how our meal plan is going to work. First up, we have soluble fiber. You can think of this one like a sponge. It absorbs water in your stomach and forms this thick gel-like substance. This is the primary mechanism that physically slows down your digestion and stops those mid-afternoon hunger pangs dead in their tracks. Then, we have insoluble fiber. You can think of this one more like a broom. It doesn't absorb water. Instead, it adds bulk and just sweeps through your digestive tract, keeping everything moving smoothly and efficiently. And let me tell you, both the sponge and the broom are absolutely critical for maintaining steady energy levels and a healthy fat-burning metabolism. Let's jump to section 2, weight loss benefits. When you combine that biological sponge and broom, the real-world benefits for your daily life are just massive. Because fiber keeps you full for hours, it directly tackles the absolute hardest part of parenting while dieting, the cravings. Look, if you are genuinely full, you're far less likely to mindlessly graze on the kids' leftover mac and cheese while you're clearing the dinner table, right? And because those cravings are reduced, your overall calorie intake just drops naturally. You don't have to actively starve yourself or intensely count every single almond. The fiber basically does the heavy lifting for you. Plus, it vastly improves your gut health, which is very closely linked to having better, much more consistent energy throughout the whole week. We actually have studies showing people eating more fiber lose more weight, even without strict dieting. It's amazing. All right, here we go. Section 3, top 10 fiber foods. Okay, so grab a pen because here is your grocery shopping list. We're going to use this to build the very foundation of your simple 7-day meal plan. You want to grab oats, lentils, avocados, sweet potatoes, beans, and broccoli. Let's map out exactly how these fit into a busy week. For breakfast, let's set a target time right around 7 a.m., just before that morning school rush hits. A hearty bowl of oats, maybe topped with a little avocado on the side, gives you this massive hit of healthy fats and complex carbs that will literally keep you full until noon. Seriously, no mid-morning crash. Then let's look at a suggested dinner time of, say, 6:30 p.m. We all know this is usually the most chaotic part of the day. But you can build incredibly fast, satisfying meals by just batch cooking lentils and beans beforehand. Say it's a Tuesday night. A quick bowl of black or kidney beans with a baked sweet potato is a perfect, low-effort alternative to a heavy pasta night. The sweet potato feels like this comforting starch, but it acts like that fibrous speed bump in your digestion. Or, for a Thursday night dinner, just toss together those lentils with massive handfuls of steamed broccoli. Broccoli is an absolutely fantastic volume food. It takes up a ton of physical space in your stomach for very, very few calories. By sticking to these amazing staples at 7 a.m. and 6:30 p.m., you're creating this really reliable, high-protein, high-fiber rhythm for the whole week, all without needing any complex recipes. Now, let's finish building out your daily routine with some super actionable steps for those tricky times right in between the main meals. Step 1. If you're someone who prefers smoothies over oatmeal for that 7 a.m. breakfast, just throw in a tablespoon of chia seeds. They are tiny, but they pack a massive, soluble fiber punch that thickens up the smoothie and keeps you so full. Step 2. Keep a bowl of apples right there on the kitchen counter. For a totally zero prep afternoon snack, just grab one. But make sure you eat it with the skin on. That is exactly where the crucial insoluble fiber lives. Step 3. Keep a small bag of almonds in your car or in your purse. When you're out running errands and you feel tempted to just hit a drive-thru, popping those almonds will immediately curb the craving. And Step 4. Here is our big surprise. Air-popped popcorn. No way, right? But it's true. When Friday rolls around and it's family movie night, you do not have to sit there sadly munching on celery sticks while everyone else eats treats. Air-popped popcorn with no butter is a phenomenal high-volume fiber snack. You can eat a large bowl of it, feel completely involved in the family fun, and still stay perfectly aligned with your weight loss goals. It's a total game changer. Moving right along to our final section, Section 4, Common Mistakes to Avoid. Now listen closely, because as a busy Karen, the absolute last thing you have time for is digestion discomfort or a terrible stomachache. To avoid that, you must completely bypass these 3 common mistakes. First, please do not eat too much fiber suddenly. If you go from a completely low-fiber diet straight into eating huge bowls of lentils and beans on day 1 of this plan, your digestive system is going to rebel, and you will experience severe bloating. Nobody wants that. Instead, ramp up slowly. Just add 1 new high-fiber food every couple of days to let your body naturally adjust. Second, do not ignore your hydration. We'll get to that in a second. And third, stop relying only on supplements. Powders can be an okay backup, sure, but you really want your primary fuel to come from the whole, real grocery foods we just structured your week around. So the crucial point is this bonus tip right here. Drink plenty of water. Here is your daily hydration tip to ensure this meal plan actually works and remains totally comfortable for you. You have to drink plenty of water throughout the day. Remember earlier when we talked about that soluble fiber acting like a biological sponge? Well, it simply cannot do its job if there is no water for it to absorb. If you eat a high-fiber diet but you're constantly dehydrated from running around all day, that fiber can actually cause constipation instead of helping things move smoothly. So make it a non-negotiable daily habit to carry a water bottle with you in the car and drink a large glass right before your 7 a.m. breakfast and your 6:30 p.m. dinner. All right, we've covered the science, your brand new grocery list, and a highly practical 7-day blueprint to actually feed yourself well amidst a chaotic family schedule. You now have the exact tools to stay full, keep your energy perfectly steady, and naturally drop calories without all the stress of traditional dieting. So here's my question for you. Which fiber food will you try first for day 1 of your meal plan tomorrow? Are you going to prep some oats for the morning rush, or maybe pick up some sweet potatoes for an easy dinner? Pick one right now, commit to it, and start experiencing the power of sustainable weight loss. Thanks so much for joining me on The Explainer today, and I'll catch you next time.